Shalom, family, and thank you so much for joining us for this week's scripture reading. And this week we'll be reading from Numbers chapter 30, verse 2 through chapter 32, verse 42. Yermiyah chapter 1, verses 1 through chapter 2, verse 3, and Matthew chapter 5, verses 33 through 37. If a man vow a vow unto Yahuwah, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. If a woman also vow a vow unto Yahuwah, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his shalom at her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth, not any of her vows or of her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand, and Yahuwah shall forgive her, because her father disallowed her. And if she had at all an husband, when she vowed or uttered aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his shalom at her in the day that he heard it, then her vow shall stand, and her bonds, wherewith she bound her soul, shall stand. But if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect, and Yahuwah shall forgive her. But every vow of a widow, and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their souls, shall stand against her. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul by a bond with an oath, and her husband heard it, and held his shalom at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband hath utterly made them void on the day he heard them, then whatsoever proceedeth out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand. Her husband hath made them void, and Yahuwah shall forgive her. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But if her husband altogether hold his shalom at her from day to day, then he establisheth all her vows, or all her bonds which are upon her. He confirmeth them, because he held his shalom at her in the day that he heard them. But if he shall any ways make them void after that he hath heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity. These are the statutes which Yahuwah commanded Moshe between a man and his wife, between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth in her father's house. And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, saying, Avenge the children of Yasharel of the Midianites. Afterward shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. And Moshe spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge Yahuwah of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Yasharel shall you send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Yasharel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moshe sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war, with the kadosh instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites as Yahuwah commanded Moshe, and they slew all the males. And they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. And the children of Yasharel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherewith they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil, and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moshe and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Yasharel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moshe and Eleazar the priest, and all the princes of the congregation, went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moshe was wroth with the officers of the hosts, with the captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moshe said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Yasharel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against Yahuwah in the matter of Peor, and there was a plague among the congregation of Yahuwah. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known man by living with him. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days. Whatsoever hath killed any person, and whatsoever hath touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. And purify all your raiment, and all that is made of skins, and all work of goats' hair, and all things made of wood. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, This is the ordinance of the Torah, which Yahuwah commanded Moshe. Only the gold, and the silver, the brass, the iron, the tin, and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation, and all that abideth not the fire ye shall make go through the water. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean, and afterward ye shall come into the camp. And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, saying, Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and of beast, thou, and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them who went out to battle, and between all the congregation, and levy a tribute unto Yahuwah of the men of war which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons, and of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the sheep. Take it of their half, and give it unto Eleazar the priest, for an heave offering of Yahuwah. And of the children of Yasharel half, thou shalt take 1 portion of 50, of the persons, of the beeves, of the asses, and of the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of Yahuwah. And Moshe and Eleazar the priest did as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 600,000, and 70,000, and 5,000 sheep, and 12,000 beeves, and 1,000 asses, and 32,000 persons in all, of women that had not known man by lying with him. And the half, which was the portion of them that went out to war, was in number 300,000, and 37,500 sheep. And Yahuwah's tribute of the sheep was 615. And the beeves were 36,000, of which Yahuwah's tribute was 12. and the asses were 30,500, of which Yahuwah's tribute was 61. And the persons were 16,000, of which Yahuwah's tribute was 32 persons. And Moshe gave the tribute, which was Yahuwah's heave offering, unto Eleazar the priest, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And of the children of Yasharel's half, which Moshe divided from the men that warred, now the half that pertained unto the congregation was 300,000, and 30,000, and 7,500 sheep, and 36,000 beeves, and 30,000 asses, and 516,000 persons. Even of the children of Yasharel's half, Moshe took one portion of 50, both of man and of beast, and gave them unto the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacle of Yahuwah, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And the officers which were over thousands of the hosts, the captains of thousands, the captains of hundreds, came near unto Moshe. And they said unto Moshe, Thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war, which are under our charge, and there lacketh not one man of us. We have therefore brought an oblation for Yahuwah, what every man hath gotten, of jewels of gold, chains, and bracelets, rings, earrings, and tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before Yahuwah. And Moshe and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them, even all wrought jewels, and all the gold of the offering that they offered up to Yahuwah, of the captains of thousands and of the captains of hundreds, was 16,750 shekels. For the men of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moshe and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for a memorial for the children of Yasharel before Yahuwah. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moshe, and to Eleazar the priest, and unto the princes of the congregation, saying, Altaroth, and Dibon, and Jazer, and Nimrah, and Heshbon, and Elealeh, and Sheban, and Nebo, and Beon, even the country which Yahuwah smote before the congregation of Yasharel, is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. Wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for a possession, and bring us not over your den. And Moshe said unto the children of God, and to the children of Reuben, Shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Yasharel from going over into the land which Yahuwah hath given them? Thus did your fathers, when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up unto the valley of Eshcol, and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Yasharel, that they should not go into the land which Yahuwah had given them. And Yahuwah's anger was kindled the same time, and he sware, saying, Surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Yahusha, the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed Yahuwah. And Yahuwah's anger was kindled against Yasharel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of Yahuwah was consumed. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, an increase of sinful men, to augment yet fierce anger of Yahuwah toward Yasharel. For if ye turn away from after him, He will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people. And they came near unto him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones, but we ourselves will go ready armed before the children of Yasharel, until we have brought them unto their place. And our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return unto our houses until the children of Yasharel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side Jordan or forward, because our inheritance is fallen to us on this side Jordan eastward. And Moshe said unto them, If ye will do this thing, if ye will go on before Yahuwah to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before Yahuwah until he hath driven out his enemies from before him, and the land be subdued before Yahuwah, then afterward ye shall return, and be guiltless before Yahuwah and before Yasharel, and this land shall be your possession before Yahuwah. But if ye will not do so, behold, you have sinned against Yahuwah, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build you cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which hath proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moshe, saying, Thy servants will do as my Adon commanded. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will pass over, every man armed for war, before Yahuwah to battle, as my Adon saith. So concerning them Moshe commanded Eleazar the priest, and Yahushua the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Yasharel. And Moshe said unto them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle, before Yahuwah, and the land shall be subdued before you, then ye shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As Yahuwah hath said unto thy servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before Yahuwah into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance on this side Jordan may be ours. And Moshe gave unto them, even to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, and unto half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land with the cities thereof in the coast, even the cities of the country round about. And the children of Gad built Dibon, and Ataroth, and Aroer, and Atroth, and Shofan, and Yazer, and Yogbeha, and Beth Nimrah, and Beth Haran, fenced cities, and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Elealeh, and Kirjathaim, and Nebo, and Baal-meon, their names being changed, and Sheba, and gave other names unto the cities which they builded. And the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, and took it, and dispossessed the Amorite which was in it. And Moshe gave Gilead unto Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelt therein. And Yair, the son of Manasseh, went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Havoth Yair. And Nobah went and took Kenath, and the villages thereof, and called it Nobah, after his own name. Yermiyah chapter 1, verse 1. The words of Yermiyah the son of Hilkiah, of the priests which were in Anathoth, in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of Yahuwah came in the days of Josiah the son of Ammon, king of Yehudah, in the 13th year of his reign. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Yehudah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Yehudah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month. Then the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then said I, Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But Yahuwah said unto me, Say not, I am a child. For thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith Yahuwah. Then Yahuwah put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And Yahuwah said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. Moreover, the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Yermiyah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. Then said Yahuwah unto me, Thou hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it. And the word of Yahuwah came unto me the 2nd time, saying, What seest thou? And I said, I see a seething pot, and the face thereof is toward the north. Then Yahuwah said unto me, Out of the north an evil shall break forth upon all the inhabitants of the land. For lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, saith Yahuwah, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem, and against all the walls thereof round about, and against all the cities of Yehudah. And I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness, who have forsaken me, and have burned incense unto other gods, and worshipped the works of their own hands. Thou therefore gird up thy loins, and arise, and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. For behold, I have made thee this day a defenced city, and an iron pillar, and brazen walls against the whole land, against the kings of Yehudah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, and against the people of the land. And they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee, for I am with thee, saith Yahuwah, to deliver thee. Moreover, the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Go and cry in the ears of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah, I remember thee, the kindness of thy youth, the love of thine espousals, when thou wentest after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown. Yasharel was kadosh unto Yahuwah, and the firstfruits of his increase. All that devour him shall offend, evil shall come upon them, saith Yahuwah. Matthew chapter 5, verse 33. Again ye have heard that it hath been said of them of old time, Thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto Yahuwah thine oaths. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is Elohim's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. Thank you so much for joining us. Shabbat Shalom.